I know. Like who thinks about death? Like who sits down and thinks about, oh, when I die, I'll die like this and then this. No, I don't think we do that.
Gratitude galore, welcome aboard, yo, welcome aboard.
Hey, what's up, Gratitude Buddies? It's a girl, Maria, back with another episode. And this is the Gratitude Galore podcast where we encourage one another slowly, progressively, together to apply gratitude to deal with daily challenges. And the main focus of this episode is far from the theoretical aspects and more into the practical. Yeah. Naona watu wangu wa practicals high school. Watu used to do practicals. I see you. This is the episode for you. So the main focus of this episode is understanding some interventions that scientists have developed to help people apply gratitude into their lives. And there are numerous interventions, numerous variations of one or two interventions. And this episode are going to only focus on four. And you better watch out for the last one because it's scary to know that it's an intervention that people can use to apply gratitude to their life. And without further ado, let's get right into the interventions and we'll begin with the most common, the simplest one, the one I've even talked about in this podcast in the previous episode and it's in the previous episode and it's all about keeping a gratitude journal or counting our blessings. And this activity is quite easy. You can either write one thing, write three things, write five things, write 10 things that you're grateful for. And you can do this on either a daily basis or a weekly basis. It really doesn't matter as long as you document the things you're grateful for in your life. And this practice is quite interesting and it works. I can attest that it works because when I began applying gratitude, this is what I began with. And that writing down daily 10 things I was grateful for, it helped me learn, even normalize gratitude and to just apply it to some situations whereby I would be so ungrateful. So yeah, that's it just about that. And it's really a common method and people can apply it depending on how they wish they can you can variate it you can advance it as much as you like to fit your preferences to fit your schedule. Yeah, it's quite easy and straightforward. Now the second intervention that I came across is mental subtraction, and this one was quite new to me. I never knew it existed, and it basically entails thinking about how life would be if you didn't have the things you have right now. And thinking about it deeply, it makes sense because let's see, if I can imagine my life without my friends, without my basic needs, without all the gifts I have, eh, it will suck, baby. It will be so hard for me. And thinking about that can make us feel that we have for the people that we have, for the benefits we have received, for the blessings we have received. Because we are blessed. Even though we might not see it, we might not feel it, we might not think that it's there, but we are truly blessed to have all the things we have in our lives. And thinking about not having them can make you think, hey, let me call up my friend because I don't know what life would be without them. So that intervention is also straightforward and it makes sense. It makes sense to me because when you think about what you what not having what you have, please make you appreciate what you have and say, hey, this is a blessing. This is a gift. This is something I must hold dear. Not many people can have this. And it makes us increase our levels of gratitude, which is what we aim to achieve in the long run. Indeed, I think it is. So to the third intervention, which I didn't know I was applying until I came across it. and it's experiential consumption. If this term is new to you, well, it was also new to me. But the practice basically entails spending our money not on products, not on goods, but on experiences. So instead of me buying clothes, buying shoes, buying the latest phone, the latest laptop, I can focus on going to the latest concert, eating out, going for hikes. As in, we substitute buying products with experiences. And I said that I didn't know I was applying this until I came across it because I remember like last year, sometime last year, I decided, hey, Monday, I've stayed indoors for too long. I need some outdoor activity to help me out to help me just feel in touch with the world around me. And I came across these activities called Bull and Brushes, and they're not paying me to market them. But it's really a cool event that I enjoyed and that I got value for my money because you go there, you paint while sipping some drinks, and it's really fun. Let me tell you, my people, my buddies, like that activity, as in going to that event, I've only attended 2 events, but Bull and Brushes, if I was please, we need another event. I've only gone for 2 events and they were really rejuvenating. They made me really feel happy about myself, appreciate myself, and just I had fun just hanging around with people, painting, drinking, and there were some performances that were there. It was really interesting playing games. As in the activity, I will do it again and again and again. Niwile tu au and brushes that. Lakini, the activity was really interesting. And I'm also a fanatic of buying clothes, but kununua nguo doesn't make me feel the way going for an event does. And since the last event was on July last year, I've not attended any other event, so I've not really engaged with experiential consumption. But learning about this has made me realize that maybe you should invest more in that sector. And if you're like me, if you mostly spend your money on clothes, let's try out some event. You can even suggest an event that you can go out and have fun as the Gratitude Gallo family, it will be quite interesting. So that's it about the experiential consumption. It's just spending our money on experiences rather than on products, and it helps us appreciate ourselves, appreciate the world around us, which contributes to our gratitude. Now, the final and the most, let's say, what do we call it? The most controversial for me, it was very controversial. Controversial intervention is thinking about death. Yeah, I know. Like, who thinks about death? Like, who sits down and thinks about, oh, when I die, I'll die like this and then this. No, I don't think we do that. In fact, in our African traditions, we are taught to fear death. We are taught to stay away from death. We are taught to be scared of death and not really think about it. If you were to tell an African parent, man, be I'm thinking that the day I'll die like, I'll tell you, nitalia hiyo mashetani hapa. And yet, scientists wanatuambia, ati tufikirie kifo, ati we think about our death, then we will know it. Actually, me, this point was, it was hard to digest. But I finally understood it. I finally understood the point. Because think about it. Imagine when someone you don't know dies, they were young and something like that. And then you'll be like, what? Hey, let me do this before I die. Life is short. Let me just achieve my dreams. Let me just focus on my dreams before I end up dying. So I think thinking about that, when you hear someone has died, then you apply that situation to your life and say, oh, hey, because this one has died, anyone can die anytime. So before I even die, let me just ensure I've done this and this. So it kind of makes sense. Although I wouldn't really like advocate for it. But it makes sense. Just thinking about death and how you how you will die, the specifics, and you'll really appreciate. Because let's face it, people, we'll all die. We will all die. There's no one immune from death. But just learning to use that thought of dying to appreciate your life, it's really a nice technique. It's really a nice technique. And if you don't mind, you can apply it. But as for me, I wouldn't apply it. I think I'll apply the other three because I don't really want to think about my death. I'm not really at peace with dying yet. But if you're at peace with dying, you can use the intervention to apply gratitude into your life. And that's it for today's episode. I'm so glad you could tune in until the end. If you have any comments or feedback, you can always hit me up on Instagram or WhatsApp or even in the comment section down here. And until we meet next week, gratitude buddies, have a lovely week filled with gratitude. Bye bye.